Hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora Limited. We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter. Actually, hardly anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff worldwide. The development team and other stakeholders have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy, which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast.
So you fuck them.
So it won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time.
You've absolutely fucked your
mans.
mans.
Many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, "Wow, really?" So let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information. However, even if you say, "That's not the character I was picturing," I hope you don't have any hard feelings.
Everybody's gonna have hard
Prepare
feelings.
the fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly. Now, let's do this.
I don't know what that is. Oh. It really was Byleth. That's crazy.
The time has finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharas.
That's fucking sad. Real rap, if it's Sophis, I'll fucking start crying.
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap?
Dog, they ripped this straight from the
If you
game.
are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die?
Yes.
I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet... there is no other choice.
Alright, we're sending you to Smash Bros.
You must
Go next.
join Smash.
Yeah, see? It's fucking stupid.
Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
Smash House!
Joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
Oh, he's got whip? Oh my god. Bro! So, okay, wait. So who is he a clone of already?
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well? What will you do? Huh. So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward your cleverness this time. How is this?
So weapon switch?
Of anyone, you should be able to handle the hero's relics.
So I assume those are the special moves.
Superior reach.
Oh no, never mind.
Zamir's overwhelming power. Unleash the blinding speed of
No, these are
Paragon.
definitely B moves.
Along with the sword of the creator. Each
Yeah.
weapon matches a direction. Your will and mine be now as one.
Yeah, that's not fun to play against at all.
Both sides of time.
Cause it's just gonna be a masher character. Again.
Smash. Show the world.
Niggas are sick. Another Fire Emblem rap? Oh my god!
Yes, there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle. Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new.
That's what I'm
Even
saying,
so,
Vasher.
you'll soon be able to play
Well,
it
here's the
in
thing.
Super Smash
I don't
Bros.
mind
Ultimate.
swords. I just want
This
new
release is planned
franchises.
for January 28th. You'll have
Like,
instant
why are
access
we
to the
wasting
Super Smash
DLC
Bros.
slots
Ultimate Fighters
on
pack,
franchises
and it will
already in the
also be
game?
available for purchase individually. In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry. First off, what
No
is Fire
fucking
Emblem?
way! You're not doing this late
It's
into the
really
game.
hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem. But when writing it, if you don't write
Bro,
Fire
is this
Emblem,
what the presentation
Fire
is
Emblem
about?
Police will come and get you, so please be careful. The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom
Alright.
in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical. in
Nah,
that it's
definitely go
similar
back to
combat.
bed. This is it.
You can think of it as
If
moving
you got up
pieces
for
in
this
board games.
and have nothing
Or
to
in other
do,
words,
I'm
a
sorry.
game in which you
If you
advance
have
units
class,
across a grid
be
and
lucky you missed this. If you got up early and are late to class now, I'm sorry
When we
again.
talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on.
Like
But
that,
Fire
this
Emblem
is
was unique
ridiculous.
because each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games.
35 minutes for you to explain to me what fucking Fire Emblem is?
Plus,
Back
something
up.
made it stand out from other Nintendo products. Characters could permanently die. That's pretty direct language though, so perhaps we should just say they're sleeping with the fishes. But really, if a character fell in battle, you lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them again. Recent entries in the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you, but a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak. In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again. Scary. The game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios.
So they've added almost every major
Several
Fire
characters
Emblem
also appear in the
protagonist.
Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7.
If that's
can
the
use
case, just
counter
add more
attack.
Pokemon
It's
as
their
well.
down special. There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn. And now, Fire Emblem
And you know what's
Three
crazy,
Houses is
Vassar?
the 17th
That'd be a better
game in the
fucking
series.
game.
People who aren't Japanese in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many? Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge. I'll give it a try.
Well, okay, it depends on who's making it. Because if it's the same team that makes this game, it's gonna suck. It also depends on what kind of game it is. He counts the weirdest fucking
There
way.
you go, 17.
Oh, wow, it was 3 for 3 houses. Those niggas
So
hit a
you
lick.
saw how I was counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary. This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2, then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you get 16.
This guy's a fucking
Add 1
weirdo.
and you get 17.
I'm tired of this weird ass
Awesome,
nigga,
isn't
bro.
it? You can actually count up to 31 on one hand. And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023. If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go. What is Fire
Bro,
Emblem Three
please! This is not the
Japanese,
entire
male version of
thing,
the main
man.
character is called Bereto, and the female version is called Beresu, but in English they share the same name, Byleth. Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting the other houses.
Watch out, nigga. What the
After a
fuck?
certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you.
I mean, technically, they're
For this game,
always
the
your
concept of
enemies.
Fire Emblem Three Houses. I played an early version of the game before its release. I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example. Because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter.
Yeah, but you didn't bother
I
to
did the
update
same
the
this
game,
time,
period.
But with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it. And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference. The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very different. Your experience will vary depending on the route you choose.
Niggas
and
didn't
many
even
of the
try to put
characters
the
you meet
costume
will
in the
adopt different
game.
roles in the story.
Like, that shit is
I'll try to avoid
crazy.
spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand. Before my demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release.
Oh
Right
my
now,
god.
it's actually November. Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version. As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes. Here I go.
Watch
So,
out,
this is our new
nigga.
fighter, Byleth.
Holy fuck.
Sadly, they're lacking in mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them. Throws are not their strong point either. Their grab lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that. First, let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip. They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves. For their up smash attack, they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air.
So it's a scoop.
For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead.
Keep that.
The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time.
Oh yeah?
The up special move is really something. The sword extends like this, allowing you to do things like this.
Bro.
It was pretty terrifying.
Niggas
while
took
knocking into
Joker's
the air
grappling
with an
hook and
attack.
made it better.
And in addition, you can do awful things like this. That said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage. Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful. You may find it helpful to mid-air dodge. I've
And they
already
got a
shown this,
tether.
but you can also
Sock
use it
me
to lock on
off,
edges.
dog!
So that's
What
the
is
upside.
this?
Now, for the sideways inputs. This is Areadbhar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology. First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach. Like so. Marth's air
Yeah, I
attack
know,
keeps
but
opponents
it's
in check
just,
too.
it's so whack. How many characters are you gonna give this stupid ass fucking
If
gimmick?
Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it. Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here.
But
Also, if you add
give
an
me
upper
8
attack,
more!
it'll be stronger.
Give me 8 more!
And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them. By the way, the tip of the lance is more powerful.
I'm sure it
The
is.
shaft part is weaker,
We're doing this bullshit
so it's
again.
not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far. That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed upward, or downward in this case. Next, the side special move. Byleth will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it has excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at
It
this
has
distance,
excellent
it'll
reach.
still hit.
Hey, man, what? Bro, what is with masher characters? What is this?
Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a
See,
little.
and
Like this.
what that guy on Twitter really told me that Smash has good moveset
But as you'd
design.
expect, it can be easily shielded, so be careful. Use it in midair and you'll carve up a large area. Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach.
Yeah, but I mean,
they
it's the
lack
only
verticality.
platform fighter. Like, nothing else actually matters because
So,
nobody's
this
trying to play
complements
those
it
games
well.
competitively.
Although you'll be vulnerable when you land.
So it can't have the best.
Now,
That guy's a
for the
fucking
downward
liar.
inputs. For these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir. It's named after a weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack. It really is strong.
Do a spike.
You can try
It
for a
do.
meteor effect with this attack. Next is the down smash attack. A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down special, Byleth channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different.
It's a bold move.
When readying the move, there's a super armor effect,
What?
which allows you to withstand an attack. Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time,
Get
Plays out.
out of here.
it's a bit slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage. Unless you get
Oh, well, yeah, obviously.
Another notable aspect is that it lets you pass through platforms.
What?
While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area.
Oh, what?
It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack. Also, you can turn around during the move. The swing takes a while,
Alright.
so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction. Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move, it can be really effective when used against a group of opponents.
Those poor heavies. The only people that get hit by
Plus,
that
even
shit.
if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little. It's as if the quaking of the ground launches them. By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because
What,
there's
is it gonna
just
counter it?
loads of
Yeah.
counters. It hits with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter. Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you use is called Failnaught, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of
Why?
Pit and other fighters like
Stop
him. It
giving
lets you
people
spin
that
the weapon around.
fucking windmill shit.
It's also easy to create certain combos with it. And with the neutral special, you'll let loose an arrow. It seems
Oh
pretty
no, it's
straightforward,
definitely
right?
breaking shield.
But there are a few noteworthy aspects to this bow.
He didn't even feel like he needed to mention that.
First, the biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful.
So it's crap.
That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button. You can also change direction while in the stance. It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a powerful arrow that looks like a beam of light. You can perform this move by keeping the button held down. You charge up power like so, charge a bit more, and then fire.
Yeah, that's the free-for-all killer.
But again, you'll need to take care when using this move.
Big facts.
For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it. Not even with the shield button. In other words, you're committed to firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible.
Okay, I would never do that. Don't disrespect me, nigga. What the fuck?
You won't be able to do anything. Which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents. So you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon. Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version.
Actually, bless you.
As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together. Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female. However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see,
they didn't even try.
Of the house leaders. Those of you who played the original game will of course
didn't even try to make it like smooth or nothing like everyone else.
The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier. And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story. Didn't we see this variation in the final smash? Next, I'll introduce the stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Areadbhar Monastery. This is how Areadbhar Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral all in one stage. It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas.
Okay, I can't kill this guy.
The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid.
Of course, they bring the fucking racists with them.
Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one.
Snitch!
There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things, but
in this game, you can just break them.
Here you can break them, you see. If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right. I wonder where people
We don't support black business around here.
And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper. You often pass through this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop, you'll come crashing back down.
Alright, cool. It's
slammed into the building.
What is that shit called? Fucking Castle Siege?
And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard,
Hold on!
Dorothea, and Petra of the Black
Dorothea, okay!
Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adrestian Empire. And as such, they embrace their military might. Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path
It's Byleth,
she'll go through
the
some
protagonist from
terrible
the new
ordeals.
Fire Emblem game.
You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down.
Oh my god, property damage!
However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though. So, it's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go, I made it.
Okay, they put that in there
You can
just
knock
to
it
do
down.
that. There's no way they didn't.
Also, you can break this table. Like so.
Table spots?
Just like the sign that reads Fudin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range. Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed.
So what does the hazards off section look like?
It's similar to the bridge of Elden.
Is it just a walk-off? Or not? It's not a
The
walk-off,
guests are
huh?
from the
It's
Golden
more
Gear.
like the
Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence.
it's more like the King of
They
Fighters
belong
stage.
to the Leicester Alliance. Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members.
Nah, you're
And
lagging.
Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be tough.
Oh yeah, you would
It
know
looks
all
like the
about
Pegasus
that.
Knight is busy training.
Where you get to a point where you just stop fucking working,
As
huh?
for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen. You could also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits the Golden Deer perfectly.
That was done on purpose as well.
The last area is the Cathedral, only with some platforms you can pass through. The guests appearing in the Cathedral are Sedith, Flayn, and Rhea. There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flayn. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses. All three have character quirks related to their true identities. I feel that Flayn might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that. This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms. Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll cycle
There's no
through
new
each
gimmick
location
really.
in about 2.5 minutes.
How do I feel about the 5th fighter? I don't care. I wasn't gonna care, period.
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team
Absolutely
Fire
not.
Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5 players per side. Alright, here we go, Joker. Joker!
Wow.
And Hero!
What was the point of killing them all? Why did you put him at the back?
We really made a lot, huh? Banjo! By now, I think you know what I'm doing. But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the Professor here. But as expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using
Bro, this guy's a
anything I can
fucking
get
role
my hands
player.
on. It's not going to land that easily. Uh-oh, this is bad.
Oh, I need him to lose. Oh, that'd be gas. Hold on, go ahead and feed one time.
I better keep my distance. I'll use this chance
What
to
up,
attack.
Tails?
Got it.
Bruh.
That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here. Lots of explosives. Ouch.
That arrow definitely toxic as fuck.
He perfect shielded that, huh? Good one.
What you mean, why is that shit
Like
full
this,
screen?
Like this, or like so. No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected. Good, there's Mom.
Okay.
You're in a good spot, Mom.
I actually sat here
should've
and
taken
robbed these fucking characters.
Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not.
Nice dash attack to dash attack to dash attack.
I feel like the enemy might get this Smash Ball. See?
Oh,
They got
please
it.
die.
But I mustn't give up.
What?
I can't waste this chance.
Bro! That snapped his shield from fucking nothing!
There's another Smash Ball. Yes. got it. Now, what are you charging up for?
Bro, that did so much
There's
shield
still more.
damage. What?
Whack. Go on, you can take the hammer, but it's mine. Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state.
Bro, just hit the fucker. Jesus.
I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game.
Damn, this guy's talking shit to the AI.
It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself. The end. Now, about the additional music. Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration.
Oh, hold the Undisputed on.
11 songs are being added. This includes an arrangement of the main theme in both Japanese and English. I hope you'll enjoy these as well. We're also adding in a new spirit board. It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters. Sothis is Legend class. Also, there's a new Classic Mode route, a Heroic Legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series.
Oh, but it's
history.
over, man.
The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that. Now for the Mii Fighter costumes.
Oh
Please
my
take a look.
fucking god. Some damn Mii fighters? Take this shit out. Every fucking DLC pack with this bullshit. Altair? Are you crazy? Wait, why didn't you just say Assassin's Creed? They don't got the rights to that. That's what that means. They cheated. Nah, they don't have the rights to that. That's what that means. Sigma? Oh, no, it's literally X. Oh! Hold on! I might be a Mii Gunner main. Hold on! Wow. Wow. Not fucking cuckhead. These niggas are getting ambitious now. Okay, Cuphead and EXE are probably the best ones out of this.
This time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well. After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it. And now, onto the amiibo.
Richter and Black Samus.
The color palette for Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and
Oh,
Richter
damn,
are
those come
planned
out
for release
Friday.
on Friday, January 17th. And now, with the addition of Byleth, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth.
Ass. Masher.
From more than 70 fighters, only
It's a
5
5-pack of ass.
But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on.
Quote new, end quote.
There really
Game
were a lot of new
mechanics.
mechanics, weren't there? When we
Absolutely
add a
fucking
new
not.
fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
That guy's dead.
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice,
I
but
want at least $10 for my pass back.
have a look.
Oh, is this a new one? Oh, is that it? Yeah, I would hope so. What is it, 6 now?
Looks like there will be 1 more fighter than last time. For this reason,
It's
we
Drake.
will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2. It will be available for pre-purchase on the date shown, so please keep an eye out. And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed. Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why. And
I don't even know why he bothered to say that.
furthermore, the new additions have already been decided. Even if I receive many requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them. But I still hope you'll look forward to it. We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have.
Is it a whole character? What is the point of that?
It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient soldier gear from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Nigga, I don't care.
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest selling fighting game in the world.
Don't say
Personally,
fighting
I
game.
don't
Don't
know
do
if
that.
it counts as simply a fighting game,
Yeah.
but I guess it's seen as
Yeah.
a fighting game around the world.
Yeah. That's right.
Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds.
He's
Plus,
right.
there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 1. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game.
Here we
I
go.
feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely. Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters.
Celebration
The
of
first
Fire
Fighters
Emblem and
Pass just
Pokemon.
wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
That's it. Well, that was eventful. You know what? That's the best image ever, because he's sitting there smiling, knowing that he motherfucked a bunch of people.